Now, I know why exactly you clicked on this video. You want to know what I think, considering where I come from within the Dragon Ball community. What do I think about this particular revelation from episode 18 of Dragon Ball Daima, known as Awakening? And quite frankly, if you hate Dragon Ball Daima at this point, right now, I'm not going to mince my words anymore. You're just hating Daima to spite it, out of spite, because quite frankly, Daima threw everything at the kitchen sink. Hav and I will be really giving you a deep dive discussion of the episode itself and what Daima represents in a future video, so maybe subscribe to the channel to find out more as we elaborate. But in the here and now, this particular form, because I think quite frankly there's spoilers, I'm not going to worry about spoilers anymore. You've been spoiled by pretty much everyone who's not really watched Daima but saw that clip and is basically going into all of these discussions without context. It's the reimagining, Toriyama's own interpretation of Super Saiyan 4, but this time it's not based through pure ki alone or the golden Uzaru of Dragon Ball GT. This is all through magic. And people thinking that this is a MacGuffin, well, I personally think it actually alludes to a theory that Havarok and I had on the channel not that long ago, that Neva is the real architect of everything that goes on in the demon world. Gomma is just a puppet, a facsimile. And many things have been confirmed to really prove our theory right, that this old Namekian is Toriyama's own ultimate self-insert character. He's the one calling the shots here, and he's like, nah, this is not going the way I want it. I imagine, you, monkey boy, I'm unlocking your potential. Because we'll touch upon this in a moment when the Dragon Balls of the Demon Realm have been released, but this particular form of the reimagined magical Super Saiyan 4, I personally like it. I personally think it makes absolute sense. And this is probably one of these things that even gives Goku the entertaining concept of God Ki eventually, because as we are now starting to think that maybe Elder Namekians are the offshoot of the infamous Zalama, who might have been the first Namekian, who was then in cahoots with the likes of gods and demons and angels, etc. And you just got to look at the coloring. It's all connecting ultimately with Super Saiyan God. And maybe this is going back to the feelings that Goku had when he got the God form through doing the ritual with Beerus, how he felt sad that he didn't earn this power. Because you got to remember, from Battle of Gods and Super, Goku was really annoyed that maybe, yet again, he was gifted a power through something that wasn't pure training. This was his first experience of it, because I don't think that Goku's going to be finding this transformation on his own again, because this is something that's connecting the Buu saga with Dragon Ball Super Daima. This was a one-time thing. This was Neva going, I'm just going to give you my little own leg up and see what you can do with it. And I don't think this is really harmful at all, because it didn't really change the narrative of the story. It was a cool little tidbit. It changed the face of the episode for at least a few more minutes. But what this went to show is that the real bad guy here is not Gomma. The fact that Gomma got big and chunky. This is making Broly look like an infinitesimally little speck as he grew throughout the Broly movie. Gomma is going to get to that point where he's completely unsustainable, that he'll explode with the power, and that the real bad guy of the series is the third eye. That's the main baddie. And who knows what might happen with that thing. That it might ultimately lead to the third eye abandoning Gomma if it's not getting anywhere, and then ultimately might find another host. But that is discussions for later on in the video. But yes, this particular Super Saiyan 4, it is Toriyama's reimagining, and it really confirms the theory that this is his own interpretation, where Akira Toriyama is in the driver's seat. This is the Dragon Ball GT of the new generation. Yes, the Dragon team are starting to understand what magic is all about, but they've still got a lot to learn. That sure, it can give you absolute power and wonderful things, but it's still something they need to really focus and learn more of, because Gomma can just reverse it. Because even though Gomma was seen as a little funny clown imp for the longest time, he's still incredibly knowledgeable, and when he's got the strength to back it up, he's incredibly scary. And even Arinsu knows this, the Glind scientician of the demon world, because as we saw, Gomma can just go like, I don't like that form. No, I don't like that form either. No, no, no. Ah, that one. The really weak one. I like that because you can't do anything against me. And then Goku's completely out of it. And then we get into the final bit of this episode and why I am not worried about what Gloria is going to do at all. Because, yeah, the fact that the next episode is called Betrayal, it's not the betrayal that you think. This is going to be the betrayal of another kind. Something that Frieza didn't understand back in the day when he was fraternizing with Namekians because he was simply going, oh, I'm all-powerful. I don't need to know all of the things about the Namekian language myself. I just can get those little peons to do all of it for me. Someone can learn the language. I don't have to because I'm busy being evil. And that's exactly what Arinsu is doing. And that was indicated to me immediately when she went, oh, that's why I got you to learn the Namekian language, Gloria, not me. I have absolutely no interest in learning that filthy language. It's got nothing to do with me. I'll get to that in a moment because you want to know more about Super Saiyan 4. This was a slightly different transformation in that you had the big monkey arms. This is really getting into the whole Primal thing. This is really connecting to the Ozaru form. This is, I think, a more authentic and genuine Super Saiyan 4 instead of just, I've got more monkey fur, and I've got this eyeliner around me. No, exactly. This is kind of like more proportions in relation to gorillas and giant apes. I like this. I like this a lot. And the hair is slightly different. It's not as dark or anything like that. Again, I'm not really worried about this at all. It doesn't ruin Daima. And for anyone who thinks that it's ruining Daima, you are quite frankly wrong. I know I'm getting a little bit resistant and belligerent about this, but this is something that is really trying to connect the dots, and this episode had everything. And you know what? I just think that this was one nice little thing to include in this episode, amongst many other things, because we've got to talk about all of the other stuff that really made this entire series a wonderful experience, and it's the Majin brothers. The Majin brothers, Do and Ku, cheering each other on, backing each other up, the big chocolate cookie that gave Do that power boost, and aping Super Saiyan 3. And do you know what? I think this is a nice little callback or flashback to why we see Skinny Boo preparing for the Tournament of Power, Fit Boo. It was all to do with a Majin applying themselves, seeing something and being inspired, because Do saw Super Saiyan 3 and realized, if I train more and I have the right determination, I can achieve anything. I can power up. Sure, it was comical, it was short-lived, and Do didn't take any of the onus away from Goku, but that was fascinating. And a real callback to Majin Buu, Innocent Buu, realizing that I want to train for the Tournament of Power to save the place I call home and protect my friend Mr. Satan. So therefore, I'm going to train. And training in that short space of time got Skinny Boo. And that was just quick application. And we've seen that again with Majin Buu, getting inspired by Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Kind of like how Innocent Buu in the Buu Saga was also inspired by Super Saiyan 3, by actually not wanting to kill people and willing to wait for Super Saiyan 3 and other warriors to be stronger. He got the bug, Fat Buu, to want to fight, whereas otherwise he just wanted to eat candy. That's something I thought was a really nice little callback. And everything else around this episode, everyone still played a part, even though they weren't really figuring in anything. And I kind of thought in a way when Vegeta sort of resisted a little bit, it was harking back to the original Broly movie where he's just like, Broly, too strong. I can't offer anything. Obviously, he wasn't as wimpy as he was back then, but he still had a little bit of like, I'm too tired for this. And everyone else is still trying to fight. Okay. I want to talk about Neva because this is straight up a Toriyama self-insert character. This one's calling the shots here and is far more powerful than anything in the demon realm, and is basically just wanting all of these mortals and other entities to do everything for him, because come on, he's old. He doesn't want to have to do all of these things. He would rather all of these younger and more kind of influential beings to do all of this work, because as far as he's concerned, He's the only Namekian left in the demon realm. He's got these demon realm Dragon Balls. He's got the Tamagami. He wants to just kick back and just live out his life and just be content. And now he's got to do all of this stuff. And he's now coming in with this power, which makes incredible sense considering that he can now make Super Porunga, which we saw at the end of the episode. And the power that this dragon has is connected with the person who created them. And he was able to just flick the super-powered Gomma, the giant Gomma, as if they were nothing. Absolute nothing. And Gomma did not see that coming. This dragon is something to be reckoned with here, and it just really goes to show, you got to look back to the host and realize, oh, Neva could stop all of this at any moment. He just chooses not to because he's tired and old. And that's kind of like with Toriyama in a way. He doesn't want to be bothered with doing functions and going to premieres and all this stuff because he's old. Get other people to do that for him. Toyotaro, Akio Yoku, being the right-hand man and now effectively one of the two showrunners of the Dragon Ball IP itself, other than Toei and Shueisha. This is just a representation, Neva, of the now departed creator of Dragon Ball, quite frankly. And I'm finding this absolutely amazing because even though some interviews have been contrary to the belief, no, one of Toriyama's favorite characters, if not his favorite character outright, is Piccolo, the Namekians. That's why they are so prominent. And that's why Neva is so influential here. I, again, don't think Goku will ever get into this form again because it's magic-based. Goku doesn't know how to use magic. Yeah, he is absolutely prodigious and a savant when it comes to fighting. And as we saw in Super, he could tap back into Super Saiyan God, but he was being trained by Whis to get back with God Ki. I don't see Neva training him up here because once we're out of the demon realm, that's it. They're not going to be coming back. So this was a one-time deal, that this is not going to be something that is going to make Super really problematic in terms of canon. Just don't worry about it. It's just a nice little thing for a few minutes. Neva wanted to try and give the Dragon team a leg up, and it didn't work for as long as it was hoped for, that it would have been the thing that would have finished things. But no, we've still got a little bit more left to go. This episode was fantastic. The animation was superb, and Goku still wasn't the one to end the deal. It wasn't Goku time solely, because the transformation didn't work. It got removed. It's not coming back. It was a flash in the pan sort of a thing. If this had been a thing where he got this transformation and completely walloped Gomma, that would have been worse, because that would have been just going, oh, after all this, it's Goku time all over again. No, Toriyama didn't give us that. It was a nice little thing, but in classic Toriyama subversion, it was just like, I got you. No, that's not gonna work. And then strip down. Goku's out. And then everything else has to come around. And now it's up to Gloria to turn the tide around, with him giving the Dragon Balls to Dr. Aninsu. Now, of course, at the time, I was thinking, oh, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to trust Dr. Aninsu to be the one to become the Supreme Demon King and then just take down Gomma and then just hope that they allow them all to go, or maybe use her magic powers to turn them all back into adults? No, I think I know what's going to happen here. And that was confirmed to me the immediate moment that Arinsu said, that's why I got you to learn the Namekian language. And I was thinking, oh, okay. He can basically say anything. As long as he's doing the action, that's fine by Dr. Aninsu. The only sign I could say is if maybe Ku, in being rather intelligent, just suddenly goes, wait a minute, you didn't say what you were supposed to say. What's going on? And then just rats out Gloria to Aninsu, and then, yeah, basically, I don't see Gloria coming out of this alive, is that he is more than prepared to sacrifice himself by Aninsu killing him, by, betraying her. That's why the next episode is called Betrayal. It's not Gloria betraying the Dragon team. It's him betraying Dr. Aninsu and the Dooku brothers. But then the Dooku brothers will be just like, well, they won't know what to do, because this is their first instance of evil behavior, because throughout all of this, they've not really seen anyone really being evil other than Gomma over there. And Arinsu's not particularly nice, and if she then threatens Do by basically saying, Dexter's like, I created you, I command you, and then they're just like, yeah, no, gone. They just swap Arinsu into oblivion. Yeah, she's got magical powers, but in terms of strength, Do and Ku together, whack. That's the thing. She knows this and is just going to use the fact that she's in power, has influence in the government of the demon realm to just bully people. Well, she's got another thing coming, and Gloria is going to do just that. She thinks that he's giving her the power to rule over the demon realm, and stop Gomma. No, I'm just getting rid of him because he's in my way. No. It's going to be a wish of some sort. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be, but it will favor the Dragon Team, either in preventing Arinsu from getting her way, or alternatively, giving the Dragon Team their wish that they wanted in bringing everyone back to adulthood. And then we'll classically get the shot of Gohan and Videl somewhere else just going, oh, that was weird. We turned into kids and now we're not anymore. I don't understand. Because I did see a really cool theory from a magazine somewhere, an online website, that the reason why Gohan isn't around is because Ultimate Gohan is a thing, and Ultimate Gohan was by far the strongest being at the end of Z. He probably would have gone through the demon world much faster than the rest of the pack, so he would have just completely broken Daima much earlier, and we wouldn't have had a story. So you had to kind of take him out of the equation. It'd be nice to at least know what they were doing. I think that will be explained at the end of the series. But no, I feel like Gloria is either going to make sure that everyone's turned back into an adult and be at full potential and full power, or it's going to be some sort of Garlic Jr. thing. Going back to what I was talking about a couple of episodes ago, why Gomma is basically a magical Garlic Jr., in that maybe he will be locked away somewhere, and that means no one can use the third eye ever again because it's too powerful, it's too influential, and as we have seen, its power has never been tapped into in this manner before because it's never been threatened. Its existence has never been threatened. And that's why I'm finding this episode to be incredibly intriguing and amazing. And this is exactly why the episodes between Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's debut and now, well, that's the reason why we got that little bit of a droop, because it was all preparing to make sure the crescendo actually sticks. So the fact that we've not seen Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, I think is really indicating the whole thing we found out is that, oh, he tried Super Saiyan 3, he realized that it was kind of useless in battle, so why use it again? Just focus on mastering Super Saiyan 2 to make it just as powerful, if not maybe more powerful and efficient than Super Saiyan 3. I think this is all absolutely fine in terms of how Z is connected to Super. This is a bridge. This is what Daima is all about. It's connecting the two sagas. So anyone saying that Daima comes after Super, I'm sorry. They're absolutely wrong. I'm being really combatant here and really resistant because I'm getting sick and tired of people bashing Daima just for the sake of it, just because it's everyone turning into kids again. There is a reason for that. It was because Gomma was so insecure. There was also Toriyama wanting his own go at GT after realizing that in the Western world, because Toriyama's actually said that he was completely unaware of how popular it was over there overseas, realizing, well, I want to give it another go. And as some creators in the Dragon Ball sphere have said, in Japan, GT isn't as hated as many people think. I would imagine in Japan, this is going down a storm. This is, to me, this is perfect. This is great. That we're getting really good animation. Every character is doing their part. Goku isn't the center of attention. I mean, he's a big focal point because Goku is popular. They've got to make some concessions here. But the Namekians are here. Everyone's playing a part, even Shin. The Majin brothers, wonderful. Gomma, this is just making me think, well, how on earth are they going to beat him? Gloria is now coming into his own. But the fact that he's actually realizing the consequences of his actions, not in a hackneyed way. And he's realizing that, yeah, I'm probably going to die. Maybe I've got to play my part and not be a sneak anymore. So yeah, I'm just going to betray you, Arinsu. And I don't care if you kill me. I'm just like, I'll have done my part. I'll have saved the demon realm. Oh well, goodbye. I just thought that this episode was more than just Super Saiyan 4 Goku reimagined by Toriyama. It was more than that. It was a masterpiece in just offering so many things and explaining so many things as to what Daima really was all about. Adaptation. This is something Haverock and I are forming in the background, this idea that Daima is all about adapting. We adapting from Z to Super, going from conventional ki and trying to inform the Dragon Team that there is more to this reality than just brute strength and training. There is magic and then going into God Ki. And God Ki has been accepted by the wider world of Dragon Ball. Why can't magic be accepted? So again, if you are hating on Daima and you've not actually watched this series, why? I again implore you to watch Daima in its entirety up until now to really understand why this is making such of an impact. And you should really gain some more context as to what the Super Saiyan 4 thing is all about. It's got some meat on them bones here. So go and watch my episode 1 review, and then you can come back and then we'll talk.